GTA is cooked, let's talk about it. Before we get started, don't get me wrong, I am a fan of the previous GTA games, but there are a few things that don't sit right with me currently. As of right now, I'm pretty sure you already know, the physical release of GTA 6 will not have a disc, but instead it'll have a digital download code. Personally, I do not like this approach. As someone that's pretty much had every PlayStation, I like to collect the games that I really want to own. As for some of the games I'm kind of on the fence about, typically those ones I'll wait for a sale on the PlayStation Store. But like I said, the ones I'm really interested in, I usually just want to buy them day one and collect them and really not really resell them, honestly. But with the way that Rockstar is going with GTA 6 doesn't really sit well just because it kind of removes that magic, you know? Like you're buying the game essentially day one, but you're getting a download code. You're not really getting a disc day one or rushing home and having that excitement that some games do actually have, you know what I mean? You could argue, you know, that it's going to come out in a few months and the physical disc is going to come out and all that. Sure, I get your point, but by then, are you really going to wait for a few months to really play the game to get your hands on a disc, or are you going to buy the current version that's going to come out with the download code? 9 chances out of 10 you're going to want to be a part of the whole community and the hype and everything, and you're going to buy that version of the game, knowing that either buy the game day one and get a digital download code or wait a few months and buy the physical one with the actual disc just kind of seems off to me. Like it kind of erases that magic of buying the game day one, actually having it day one in the disc form, and then, you know, put it in your system and everything and waiting for it to load. I like that. Like it just builds more anticipation, gets you more hype for the game. Yeah, of course, you know, the guys that are buying the stuff from the store are going to be almost instant because they can preload and stuff. Personally, when it's certain releases, I don't mind waiting that extra half an hour, or whatever to download the game. At least at the end of the day, I own the disc physically, right? I'm not sure everyone else's game store did it for the release of GTA 5 back on the PS3, but for mine it was a midnight release, which I find is like a lot more less common nowadays. And I'll be honest, it sucks. Like anyone that's been to a midnight release, regardless if it's a system, game, whatever, you already know the atmosphere is great. You get to meet new people, you get to meet up with your friends, get to talk, joke around, wait around a fun environment. It's just a really good and fun time, and it's a good thing for gaming, I think personally. I just find those times like that, especially in midnight releases like I'm saying right now, is that it brings such a fun time to gaming, and I feel like we need to get back to those roots. It's just a fun time, and it kind of sucks that the younger generation is not really experiencing those kind of times, which is honestly quite sad because it's like I'm going over nonstop. Is that it's a great time, and I hope honestly everyone that's getting into gaming or has been in the game and has experienced this, because yeah, it's a great time. That's why I'm kind of bummed out, because everywhere around me I don't, as of right now, see a midnight release for GTA, and even if you do, if you get the so-called physical one, you're still gonna be preloading a week earlier, so you're not really having a midnight release, you're just having a midnight, I guess, preload. So I don't know anyone that would really be excited for that. I know personally I wouldn't wait outside for that, just because what are you really gonna be playing at that point? You're just gonna be looking at a loading screen just saying you're ready to go on release day, but you know, just kind of, it's a weird one. Another thing to mention, yes, we're getting nice trailers, all this stuff, we're seeing how nice the graphics are, but honestly, where's the gameplay? Because this whole cinematic gameplay, I don't consider gameplay. As of right now, when I see cinematic gameplay, all I'm seeing is cinematics. I don't consider that gameplay because I'm not seeing it from the view of the way I'd be playing it. All we really need is just basic gameplay of you just walking in like the area or fighting someone or driving. Doesn't gotta be anything story related, that's fine, we don't want any spoilers, but just to see how the game runs and operates, that's all we want to see. Even though yes, cinematic gameplay does look nice and everything, it doesn't really show the real representation of the gameplay we're gonna be playing. There's also another issue we gotta go over. As of right now, there's 2 different versions of GTA 6, there's standard and there's ultimate, and there's a few big differences for them. So I just want to put this in context for you guys. So pretty much I'm a Canadian, so we get the prices jacked a bit, which I'm sure other parts in the world do too. For us in Canada right now, it's $109.99 before taxes, and for the Ultimate Edition, it's $139.99 before taxes. So personally for me, I find that yes, like those prices are a bit steep, even though I am Canadian and my dollars are weaker than certain parts of the world. I find that you're spending $110 just for pretty much the base game, and you're not really getting everything, or you gotta spend say $150 or $160 by the time you spend taxes on the Ultimate. Because without the Ultimate, honestly, you're missing out on a good amount of stuff, which kind of sucks. I don't really like how, you know, Rockstar is really approaching this. Why can't we just have the regular base of the game and we get everything in the map included? I get it, cosmetics, stuff like that can be, you know, like DLC, but parts of the map or certain like buildings of the world, it's kind of a weird way to go about the game. It feels like you're not even really buying the game if you even buy the standard one, honestly. So if you go with the standard, you're pretty much losing out on Ride Out Customs, One-Eyed Willie's, Sarah's Saloon, Electric Fang Tattoo, and Stock 305. Those are the places you'll be missing out if you get the standard edition, which kind of honestly sucks in my opinion. Honestly, I have no clue how big they are in the story or even just in the world in general. Maybe they're good locations, maybe they're not. Who knows, right? But just to have that whole thing of like, yes, you can get the standard, but you're missing out on all this. But you can pay an extra 40, 50 or whatever the currency adds up to, and you're gonna get them. Why are we even doing that in the first place? Honestly, I think parts of the map or like locations in the map should be put behind a paywall. Cosmetics, cars, stuff like that. I get that kind of thing because that's kind of been going on in the gaming industry for a while now. So that's kind of like the norm, really. So I'm not really too off with that. See, I miss the eras of like PS1, PS2, PS3, because back then, you buy a game and that was it. You got the story, you got your whole money's worth, that was it, you're done. I like that. I like knowing that you buy a game and there's no more DLC or this or that, or you maybe wait a couple years and you see part 2 of that story and it continues on from the original one. That stuff I like. This stuff right here where it's like we don't even know how much these are going to affect the people that buy the standard edition, and it's honestly kind of worrying considering how big Rockstar is. So those will be the places you'll be losing out on if you go with the standard edition. Obviously, you pay an extra like say what 40, 50, 60 bucks, whatever the difference adds up to. You're still paying extra money just to get a few places. Personally, I think anything with location and stuff like that should be included in the base game unless it's like a whole new map, then it's different, of course. Cosmetics, stuff like that, cars or certain parts of cars, I get that's like a whole like DLC kind of thing. So throwing that kind of thing in the Ultimate Edition would make more sense than have actually taken apart like parts of the map. People can't access them. That kind of sucks. Personally, I'm not a fan of it. I wish they never went this route, but kind of sucks what they're doing. Hopefully it's not a big difference in the game when you actually buy the regular Ultimate, so we don't have time to really see where that goes with that. Then again, this is just my take on the matter for GTA. I am still excited to see GTA 6 and play GTA 6. It's just the way they're kind of moving with certain things is kind of a bit off for me and just doesn't really look good to me personally. But let me know what your thoughts are on the matter and let me know what else you want me to cover. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm a smaller creator and I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers. I appreciate everyone's support in my content creation journey, and I'll see you in the next one.